Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Day 7. You may be wondering what happened to Vlogmas Day 6. I was trying to do something a bit fancy and it wouldn't save. It said there wasn't enough storage, so I was deleting some things to make more room, and I'm sure you've guessed what happened. I accidentally deleted the vlog, and I felt a bit better yesterday, but not better enough to go and re-record it. So today's going to be a combination of the two. Did go out for dinner last night, had a fabulous time. I'm paying for it a bit today. I don't know how long my voice is going to hold out. It's been coming and going. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I've had to turn the overhead light off because I was going to say we're in the middle of Storm Dara, but I think he may be on his way past now. Last night while we were at dinner, our phones kept going off with the red emergency alert thing. And it was getting quite scary because everybody's phones were going off at different times as the signals dropped in and out. And everybody's phone went off 3 or 4 times, I think because the companies were maybe making sure that it had got through. And it was coming up, it was an alarm. Even if your phone was turned off, it came up with a 10-second sort of like screeching alarm. And when you clicked on it to turn it off, it told you, you know, there was a red weather warning, danger to life, don't go out unless you have to, and all of this. Yeah, it was all a bit scary, really. We came home about 10 o'clock and it was already very, very windy. And it just got worse and worse. I think the main storm hit us about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking out in the garden and bearing in mind we had Storm Bert a couple of weeks ago. We lost half the fence and some tiles off the roof thanks to Storm Bert. And that was nowhere near the damage that was expected from Storm Dara. So I think maybe we missed the epicentre. Fingers crossed and touching wood that whatever damage has happened elsewhere is purely things, not people, because things can be replaced, people not so much. But yeah, I don't think it's quite done with us yet, but I think the worst is over. So right, I'm going to start with yesterday because we missed it. Yesterday, the clue for a venture around the UK was Stonehenge. This was the picture. Stonehenge is not very far away from me at all, and I've been past it thousands of times. And again, it's one of my favourite places. I've never been into it because it belongs to a company called, I think it belongs to English Heritage, who are bizarrely an American company, I believe. And in order to protect the stones, because obviously people were touching them for hundreds and hundreds of years, people have taken thousands probably, bits of stone away to build things with, and even when it became kind of a national protected site, people would still go up there to picnic and they'd touch the stones, and together with natural erosion, some stones are already missing, some have fallen. It needed protecting. So you can't actually go to the stones unless you are a druid, and it's one of the events that they go and celebrate in Stonehenge. But there is a visitors centre that you have to go through. You have to pay to visit the stones now, and it's very, very expensive. But you can see them from the road. Good and bad, because it means there are always massive traffic jams coming past there. frequently accidents because people are looking at the stones and not noticing that the car in front has slowed down, so they but yes, I've always loved Stonehenge. Even before we moved down to this part of the country, I've always been fascinated by it. And one of the things that caused the trouble yesterday was I was trying to put in a picture of a cross stitch that I did about 20 years ago of Stonehenge. I will try and insert the picture here because what I was trying to do yesterday did not work very well. So I will try and put the picture in. I'm doing this so that I know to try and put the picture in of my cross stitch. I used to cross stitch an awful lot. I haven't done it for probably certainly 10 years, more like 15, because I began to need reading glasses and so I couldn't see very well, and I resisted reading glasses and varifocals and so on until I was in my late 40s. So by then I'd kind of given up cross stitching and was just concentrating on knitting. Anyway, so what I did yesterday was I put together all the yarns from each week. So this was yesterday's Stonehenge inspired yarn, and this is week 1, England, all in one place. Today we move on from England, we're moving to Northern Ireland. I'm going to leave those on there for the time being. So today we start our tour of Northern Ireland, and we're starting with a place called the Dark Hedges in County Antrim. I picked this, I've never been to Ireland at all, and I picked this particular place because the photograph I found was just so beautiful, and I can honestly say it's my favourite picture from the whole Advent. So day 7, I'm going to do 6 and 7 of each Advent as we go. So this is the picture. Let me get it the right way up. I just love it. I would love so much to go there. I mean, it probably doesn't look like that when you're actually there, but wow. And the colour that I chose, or the colourway, is this. So I tried to get the blue and the gold. The blue is right down at the bottom. The blue and the gold of the light coming through the trees. And then there is a little bit of the dark of the trees down there. So that's day 7. Oh no, there's something else. I forgot there's something else. As we're in a new country, we have a new stitch marker. Now, Irish friends, please do not be offended. I tried very, very hard for quite some time to find a shamrock. I could not find a shamrock. So what we actually have, and you will have to pretend it's a shamrock, is a 4-leaf clover. And I'm figuring that will do, because they do say, there is that saying, isn't there, the luck of the Irish, and a 4-leaf clover is lucky. It's a tenuous link. I'm doing my best. Right. What should we look at next? Blue Fern yarns, because that's the next one. This is it. My voice is starting to go already. So this is the first week of Blue Fern yarns. This was yesterday's. Try and isolate it a bit. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I picked really well with my Advents this year. So the inspiration for this is the Apothecary. Let's have a look at day 7. I don't know if you can hear the wind. There are in fact things blowing around out there as well. So if it's a bit noisy, and also the extractor fan in the bathroom, I can't think what they're called, but like the flappy things are flapping in the wind, so I'm sorry. Right, forget all that. Yarn. This is gorgeous. Let me put it on here and you can see how it flows on. Wow. I almost don't want to knit this. I almost want to just frame it because it's... Oh. I don't think for a minute that either Shannon or I think her mum's name is Amanda, it might be Mandy, watch my vlogs or podcast. But if you do, guys, oh, just stunning. And I chose this advent based purely on the fact that at the Southern Wool Show last year, so 2023, I'd looked at Shannon's booth and I'd bought one skein of yarn because I couldn't decide, and I bought one because it was different from everything that I've got, and started knitting with something with it, and it wasn't the right project and I pulled it down, and I want to knit it into something else. It's nothing like those, but it kind of brought Bloom Fern yarns to my attention. Okay. I'm trying to be quick because I can feel my voice is going. Little Likac. Yesterday we had lavender green. And I've organised these as well. Look. So this was day 6. Oh. It's got the little speckles of greens and yellows in there. So I'm not going to say it again, but you know, I'm really struggling not to cast on the anthology throw because I've got so much gift knitting to do, and I'm now behind because I've not been well. I've been sleeping late. I've been trying to catch up with knitting in the afternoons. Then yesterday I was out all evening, so no knitting yesterday evening. It's, I think, I keep looking up there. I've got the round thing that was here with all my badges on. I've moved up there. And because it's a round thing high up on the wall, my brain thinks it's a clock, so I keep looking at it to see what the time is. What was I saying? I don't remember, but it's late in the day and I'm really behind with knitting. I've managed to keep up with my socks and my cowl, but all my gift knitting, out the window. Right, so today is called Violetta or Violetta by Isabel Allende. I'm probably saying that wrong. So here is day 7. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to put that on here as well. What I'm going to have to do is move them onto a cable needle, because obviously I can maybe fit one more day on here. Perhaps I'll do that. I'll put the last day on here and then I'll move them onto a cable needle. But look at that fade. So pretty. Looking at it, I'm now beginning to question whether I might want to make a garment out of that rather than the anthology throw. Me change my mind? Never happened before. Okay, finally, Discreet Unicorn. I'll just get one out. I'm knitting both halves of this at the same time. This is the Scattering Petals cowl by Dinah Ray Makes, and this was yesterday. This was day 6. So I'm kind of expecting day 7 to go further down the pink route. I'm kind of right. More pinky purples. Looking forward to putting that in there very much. So today what I will do is, linked below will be both something about Stonehenge, should you be interested, and something about the dark hedges in County Antrim, if I can find something. Belinda, you'll be pleased to know that once you've got over the water to Northern Ireland, it's much smaller than England. Everything will be less travelling distance. Though next week you've got to go back and you've got to go all the way up to Scotland. But I think you can do that. I'm not going to tell you how. Quite easily by ferry. That's a clue. Okay, I'm going to go because my voice is now going and you won't be able to hear me, and I'm going to have a coughing fit in a minute. So I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, main skeins as well. So I'm going to have this Magic Sweetie. These are not to everybody's taste, I'm sure. These are Jakeman's. I don't know if you can get them all over the world. We just call them the Magic Black Sweets. I think they're eucalyptus, menthol and aniseed. They are so good at soothing your soothing a sore throat. I'm gonna have one of these and some lunch, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, if you're in the same danger zone as I am, stay safe. Bye guys.